Welcome to your 8 minutes weekly Thriving Hard for Thriving Life grief tips. Let me ask you a question. Do you know anyone who recently means last year to even two, who has a loss or a change in their life, something like a retirement, or perhaps a change in their health, perhaps a complete change in work? So, for instance, somebody used to be an entrepreneur and now working at a company, or vice versa. And perhaps it's something different, such as getting married, particularly getting married when moving to a new place, or perhaps a change in the ability of a person, the person whom you know, to be able to do certain things. Well, used to be able to say go and for a walk in any at any time, and now because of one reason and another is no longer able to do that. Do you know anybody who experienced anything that's involved a change like that? And many times we experience things, either ourselves or our loved one experience things, and then we have a lot of feelings, and sometimes these experiences are the good things. In other words, something such as moving to a dream home in a brand new neighborhood, or perhaps even it could be getting married, or perhaps somebody who has been single for a long time and now in a long-term committed relationship. So some of these changes are things that are very much look forward to, and they are most of the times intangible change. And intangible means it's not something that you can say, okay, it was here and then now it's no longer here. And any of these actually can cause grief. There are more than 40 different causes of grief. And by definitions, grief is the unsettling feelings caused by a change, a loss, including intangible loss and unmet hope. And intangible loss, whether it's loss of safety or loss of faith. So somebody perhaps for one reason or another used to grow up in certain manner, and then as time goes by, does not feel like they belong into the way that they grow up, the faith that they grew up with. And any of this can cause grief. And why it is important, and you want to know this if your loved one is experiencing this, is because grief causes us to not be our normal self. And grief causes us to be reactive instead of responsive. And then unrecognized grief lead to secondary problem, a lot of time physical problem and depressions, and the inability to feel joy, and sometimes lost interest in things. And people sometimes, not knowing this, feel that, oh, perhaps there's something wrong with them, when it is actually a normal and natural response to a loss, including intangible loss. And even more, they not knowing that they are grieving, people start just feeling there's something wrong with them, and many people, most griever, will start isolating. They start withdrawing, because if we feel there's something wrong with us, we probably will withdraw. When sometimes we reach out, but sometimes also not knowing that this is grief, as valid as any other grief. Many people feel that, the world has so much misery already. Who am I complaining about this? And all this result in the person's not receiving help. And secondarily, because we're all interacting with other, there is a saying, hurt people, H-U-R-T, hurt people, hurt people. And in this particular scenario, then the person who are grieving will indirectly hurt other people by not being themselves. There are many studies shows that one of the reason of gray divorce, which is a divorce that's happened later in life, is combinations of multiple things, including emptiness, but then also follow with retirement. And for many people, retirement causes a loss of identity. It's very intangible. And some people say, yeah, but I've been looking forward to my retirement. It still, for some of us, cause a significant change. And some people get depressed. Some people say, oh, I retire, and then within a year, I start having this problem and that problem physically. And we know nowadays that grief causes physical illnesses as well, in addition to influencing our interactions, our ability to respond to other people. And so if you or someone whom you know is experiencing change and experiencing along with that unsettled feeling that is lingering, then please know, firstly, that your feeling is always valid. Secondly, please reach out to people who understand and are able to relate, because we all deserve to receive the help that you need, such that you'll be able to return to yourself, to be able to return to be filled full joy, be feeling looking forward to do things that you love, feeling comfortable in your own skin. And the good news is, when you do reach out, when you allow help, it is absolutely possible, whether the grief is tangible or intangible, to be able to move through and beyond it with much more ease, gracefully, and create the outcome and the result that you would love. So please keep in mind that there is a lot of different experience that are intangible losses. And if you feel any of those, if your feelings telling you something, please also know that your feeling is always valid. And as always, please feel welcome to connect with me. If you find this video useful, please subscribe so you continue receiving update, and like this video, and feel welcome to share your thought or connect with me directly as well through the YouTube, through the channels, or through any of these channel that you're watching this, or by emailing drtanforgrief@gmail.com, which is at the bottom of the screen here, drtanforgrief@gmail.com, or connecting me at joyfulrichesbeyondgrief.com, my website, at the bottom of the screen as well. And I look forward to see you again very soon.